All right, so this is the video instruction for the grayscale of our landscape, which is the first time we're doing this landscape. I have a significant amount of white over here, and I'm gonna start by mixing a value that is darker than this. Scrape and smush. Even though I'm using a different type of palette knife, it's still the same process, very similarly. Whenever we mix the value, just like last time, we want to make sure that it's thoroughly mixed so you don't see any more streaks. Okay. All right, when you tape, definitely make sure your name's on the backside. This is the grayscale one. And when you tape, you want to measure this so it goes a little bit beyond the edge. Start on the top side, and half your tape goes on the project and half your tape goes off the project. So I started on one side, and if it is not straight, make it straight, okay? And you want to go over that edge to make sure it's nice and firmly secured. Go in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction so you can see the tape, right? Half of it on, half of it off. The reason we go in a clockwise direction is because it makes taking the tape off at the end that much easier. So I applied it down here. This isn't touching yet, and I can move it up or down to eyeball it to make it straight. Then I touch and apply. Okay. And the last one. Okay. And today, you don't need to use white paper on the table. Okay. If you get a little bit of mess on the table, definitely clean it up, but we're not gonna be that messy, and your paint's gonna be staying on here. And we have the tape, that you tape to the white part of the table, and you shouldn't be getting anything else on the table. So I've got my value mixed, and I've got my photograph printed and close by, and it's a little hard to tell, but there is a mountain that goes back here. Okay. So I'm looking at that off to the side of the screen. I've got this off to the other side of the screen, and I am now going to paint. So you want to start with a lot of paint here. Look at the edges. And right now, all I'm worried about is the edges of what I'm painting here. For this first layer, it doesn't matter if it is darker or lighter than your background. Okay. So again, right now I'm just thinking about the edges here. And I'm using my painting or my printed picture as a template, but not as an exact, because I'm an artist and you guys are artists, and you can make a little bit of artist leeway and make some changes, okay? Then grab lots of paint and I go all the way down. Okay, so that one value goes all the way down. You want it to be nice and even. I got a little bit sloppy over here. If I did this on the white table, that would have gotten on the white table. And I'm going kind of fast because I want to get you guys painting as quickly as I can. All right, that one layer is done. Next, I take all of this paint. Okay, I'm gonna consolidate it again. And I'm gonna make it darker. So all of that paint now becomes your new darker paint. Keep it consolidated. Okay. make sure to wash and dry your brush before you pick up your new value. I did not, which is why I'm mixing it with my brush, but it's a whole lot easier if you guys just wash and dry your brush. You'll be using a smaller brush as well. It'll be a lot easier for you guys. So we'll take a look and see what the next level is at, which is this one right there. And it's more of like a curved outline. And it kind of goes like this. Okay. And then you'll bring that value all the way down unless you have a lake. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a lake in here or paint a lake in here just so that students that are doing it know how. I think I'm gonna let it be a river instead of a lake. So again, I'm applying this pretty thick. And I am going faster than you will be going, which means that when you paint, it'll be drier and won't mix as much with the undercolor paint. We're using tempera. And if you guys remember, tempera paint, when it gets wet, it rehydrates itself. So it'll blend and mix in. So I have oh, my shadow makes a difference, huh? Yeah, you can kind of see that a little bit, the lake. As it dries, it'll all be the same value. It doesn't look like it in the painting right now, but it is. All right, next level. Consolidate my paint again because I got kind of spread out with it. Mix more black with it. So you guys need 7 different layers of value, including some pure white that we'll add at the end next class period after everything's totally dry, and the pure black that we're gonna add today. So I've got my next level, and for this one, I do wanna have some texture for trees along the edge. And it's super, super wet right now, which is why the value is showing through underneath what I'm painting. Okay. So that's my new value. I'm gonna bring all that down and I'm gonna go right in along that edge. Remember, we don't want the texture to show. It's showing on mine because it's still so wet because I'm going really, really fast. The same value would take all the way down to the bottom, but because I'm leaving a river, I'm following the same outline that I had before. I'm just covering it up with this new value. Okay, I'm gonna try and make it even everywhere. You can see I'm putting a lot of pretty thick paint on here. Okay. As this dries, I will continue to blend it, but right now I'm gonna stop the video and allow you guys some time to get started on yours because I think you understand the process. You just make another layer, draw and paint the next one, bring it all the way down. Or if you have something like this, right? This was the furthest layer back. This was the next layer, the next one. So I gradually got darker. And this front one is pure black. So when you're ready to do the very front layer, I just have a tiny bit of black that's right there, a little bit down here. You want to make sure that you have pure black, clean water, and a totally clean and dry brush. So there's no white in it at all, and that your painting is completely dry. Because if it's wet and you try and put black on it, it's not going to end up being pure black. And sometimes, in order for the tempera paint to actually show up as pure black, We need 2 or maybe even 3 layers. So that's what we've got going on for the